subtle and creative. All right, we've engaged them. We've done all these activities, whatever they might be, and I want a nice range of things they can do. You've got all of their, you've primed all their existing knowledge, it's all activated and it's all bubbling away really well. What do we blast off into?
Basic concepts.
Basic concepts.
That relate back to what they've just done.
Correct. You've got to, the next thing you do has got to build directly on what you just activated, so that they can build. They're building the structure. Everything from this point on down there, that's my primary consideration for this assessment. Like what Catherine did in her thing the other day, all I'm really interested in is how have you built the knowledge through the remaining lessons. What I want to see throughout that period, it doesn't have to be in a strict 5E order, but what I want to see is somewhere in there they do some exploration. This will come down towards the end. It's like, you know, the elaboration phase, where they take all their knowledge, the new work that they've done, and they get the chance to apply it somehow. All right? So you might make those, that's where I'm going to give them, I'm going to really concentrate there on giving them the chance to elaborate on what they've done. So what will be the characteristics of those lessons? It will be characterised commencing with a, probably, engaging with a problem of some description. It's about application, and because it's elaborating on what they already know, it's usually application in something that they're not really familiar with. Right? They've learnt this stuff over here. What you're trying to do is getting it applied somewhere else. Even if they have to do exactly the same work but in a different context, that's still different. Right, so that's what I would do there. What would you do, say, in the last lesson? Because they've been going for 3 weeks now.
Probably just recap, go over things.
And when you do your recap, this is obviously the evaluation phase in a 5E. When you do your recap, in what form are you going to do it in? It's going to serve 2 purposes.
Well, you do another
celebration.
Yes, that's all right. That's at the end of the lesson.
Okay,
another assessment for learning.
And it's assessment for learning, but who's it informing?
Them.
Them and you. All right? Because we're still only at week 3. We're not hitting them with an exam. I'm going to give you a practice exam or something like that. It is not that. It's in week 3. Right? So it's still very early. I'd expect it after a few weeks, you want to take the time to go, well, what have we learned? And a characteristic of this sort of thing should be about them engaging in their own reflection. Give them the opportunity to go, well, what have I learned? What do I know? You can do it, a good way to do it is put up, like if you go to the syllabus and say, okay, these are the things we've been doing for the last 3 weeks, straight out of the syllabus. What I want you to do is get your head together with the person beside you and decide which of these things you're actually comfortable with. What can you do? What are you happy with? What do you want to do for the next few, because the next few days we're going to consolidate this, make sure we know what we need to know. We want to know what you're uncomfortable with and what's challenging you. So that's the characteristic I want to see in this last lesson. It's not a quiz, it's not an exam. It's reflection on their part, hopefully to find out what they know. Right, now what happens in this bit in the middle?
Everything.
Everything. This is where you do the heavy lifting. Right? This is where you'll do your direct teaching. Maybe you'll have, I would expect a certain amount of exploration, that they're doing problem solving and modelling of things. And you've got direct teaching. How you organise this bit in the middle, I do not expect to see, like a 5Es, explore and explain. I don't expect to see that. What I expect to see in this middle body, and you'll notice it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lessons. That's your hardcore heavy lifting of the theory. This is how it works. Them doing problems, you explaining how they work, working together in groups and trying to develop their understanding of the theory that they've got. Now, you notice at this point we haven't actually talked yet about exactly what it is we're going to do, what dot points am I going to do on any one day, right? My advice is do not go to the syllabus and say, today I'm doing these dot points and then design something to do. My advice is to do it the other way around. Have something like this, figure out what it is you want to do, and then go, which dot points fit to what I'm doing. And what you will find is when you do that, the teaching is a lot more creative and spontaneous, it's a lot more structured together, and you end up addressing the syllabus anyway, but you often will do it repeatedly. Because if you just start at the top of the syllabus like a lot of people do and then just work their way through, how many times do people get to see the different things? Usually it's once. And then you might see it again in revision. If you do it this way, you tend to get repeated exposure to the same ideas throughout the whole series. Now, let's have a look at the syllabus and see where we might actually
Page 6 we're looking at.
Yep.
actually, shouldn't be doing that. I'll go to the national one.
I'm in New South Wales one. That's what I think he's doing. I think he said he's going to go to the national one. Okay, so
They've only just made the new one.